Hey everyone, I'm at Beech Mountain, North Carolina. Fixed my rear shock. It's dusty. Fixed the rear shock. New GoPro, new mount. Let me know how it is. I want to talk about like some of the pressures as GN has grown that we face. The biggest one for sure is views. Like, you start getting a lot of views. To me, a lot is, let's say 100 plus on the average video. So once you start getting over 100 on the average video, you guys good? Yeah, I'm good. Okay. No, we can do that. No worries. Yeah, so once you start getting over 100, yeah, the pressure's high to keep maintaining that. Oh. Oh. Yeah, so the biggest problem is things that we used to do for acceptable views. Those content pieces haven't increased in view count, but the big news items have. So liquid coolers as an example, we have to try pretty hard now and have something very unique to be worth doing, because I don't want to say be worth doing. Here's the problem: it's worth doing a liquid cooler in terms of money, even at 40,000 views, which is probably what we'll get on Ace XCLC. 40k views I consider to be a colossal failure now. And oh, got some guys up ahead. You guys good? Yeah. All right. This isn't too bad. Yeah. Yeah, so because time investment is low on a CLC review relative to a CPU, we'll make ROI on 40k probably. But the real problem is I'm concerned that YouTube punishes, one second. Anyway, yeah, so the problem is we can publish and make ROI roughly on a video that does 40,000 views, like a cooler review, generic Ace CLC review. But two things: one, on my end, obviously I can only really upload one video per day without sort of challenging how YouTube behaves. A lot of people like to blame the algorithm on poor performance, but I know it's the content type more than the algorithm. It's a nice scapegoat, but that's not really the actual problem. That said, it changes when you start publishing more than one video a day. We can get away with it at Computex or CES because it's news. People are inherently interested in it. They'll seek it out. But for daily reviews, daily news, not special events, you sort of lose the ability to publish multiple things a day. And we'll do it like when Ryzen launched, or every now and then I'll do 2 a day if I know both of them are low performing videos. If we have a PCB analysis that's a bit dated and if we have a teardown. I might publish both those one day because I know that they'll average to be the same as one good video. So back to the two issues. One of them is if I only have so many video slots per week, let's say 8 max, not convention week. So if I only have so many video slots per week, every video slot I burn on not high performing content, not a CPU review. GPU reviews now aren't even that great unless it's brand new. So it'd have to be like CPU feature, GPU feature, some kind of special content. It's gonna be wind noise, sorry. So if I, like I was saying, if I burn a slot on a lower performing content piece, assuming I could have put a higher performer in that same slot, financially I'll be making obviously less money, the channel will grow less, and unfortunately the way capitalism and YouTube are both set up is that it's grow, 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 grow. And if you stagnate, even if you're okay with that as a business, maybe you want to run a bike shop and you want to be the only guy who works there, like the one I go to. That works well in a bike shop scenario where you can be the only dude, you know the repairs are getting done right, you never have to expand once you get a good client base. But with something like an internet-based business, it's you have to keep growing. Otherwise, if you stagnate, even if you stagnate high, let's say Linus stops growing tomorrow, his view count will start to dip just because of the way YouTube works, where if you're not growing, it's like, okay, you're not worth anything. So there's a lot of pressure to keep growth, and that means focusing on higher performing content. And so that's part one. That's on our end. Part two is YouTube's end. If I publish a video that does 40,000 views and it's a cooler review that genuinely really helps those 40,000 people, I will probably be able to pay for the time I put into that. If I value my time really low, I can justify it. Like really low, like yeah, not good, but I can justify it though. So I could probably make ROI, but I'm skeptical that it may damage overall channel health if YouTube, and I don't know if this is true, but if YouTube sees you go from 120k, 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 200k, and you publish something that's like 40k or 20k views, I have a feeling that that factors in negatively. Now YouTube tells us that everything is done, health of videos is done on a video by video basis, not a channel basis. I don't believe that, and I also don't know that the people we talk to even know how it works. I doubt the programmers even know how it works. It's all deep learning. So it's a lot of pressure to pull back on those lower performing ones or try to find a way to get people to watch it. It's like coolers. The 200mm Cooler Master CLC, pretty easy to get views on that. That did great relative to coolers. It did phenomenally, and that's because it's weird and different. But the average Azotac CLC, EBGS 360, not a good performer. Oof. Oof. Jesus fuck. So then, all of this raises the following question. How do you continue covering interesting enthusiast topics that aren't as high view count but serve an important community, and we think we do them the best without hurting yourself? And well, yeah, that. And also, how do you avoid falling into a trap where you have to pull a Linus? And I do like what he does, but there's a kind of clear progression curve where it's like, cool. you might have to do content like his at a certain size to keep that growth. And I think the answer is twofold. One is side channel videos, different channels to do lower view count stuff, but then I probably need another host. The other one is really get the website alive again and do articles like we do now, except without a video, so the opposite. Go back to what we were doing for lower view count stuff, like the cooler reviews. So yeah, I think basically I really need to revive the website to make it so that we don't have to commit to doing like too many out of the norm videos to maintain growth. We'll have to work harder to do more CPU and GPU feature pieces. Ryzen memory would be an example of that. And then the lower view count stuff, keep doing, but I try to work towards doing like, I guess my vision would be weekly recap in video form of reviews we've written. That didn't make it to video. Foot came off. Nice winds. Alright, that's it guys. Subscribe for more of this. See you later.